watching the brat. ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, here we is. Y'all already know when y'all subscribe, you get a fatter ass, you get a bigger bank, you get that you've been plotting on. Like, there's literally a bunch of perks to subscribing to me. All the bad bitches subscribe. So if you're not subscribed, you either not a bad bitch or you're new here.
So go ahead and subscribe.
Thank you. A lot of y'all are harassing me since my last video. No, I didn't take another break. No, I'm not taking another break, y'all. I literally just, since the last video that I made that you guys have seen, I have had to bring my MacBook to get fixed. It's just always something going on. So I'm not even gonna waste y'all time with the excuses or with the details and bore y'all with that, because that's just more time wasted. But just so y'all know, no breaks, no more hiatuses.
I'm
not taking another hiatus. I'm not leaving y'all stranded. I'm not abandoning y'all again. So do not worry. And for y'all that are coming in my DMs a little hostile with it, pipe down. Okay, please pipe down. Also, don't mind my nails. These have been on for over a month and only one has popped off, and it's my fault. So if y'all don't know who my nail tech is, definitely get at my nail tech. I already put y'all on. Also, if y'all remember when I posted this set, it had like spikes and a bunch of stuff on it. I ended up going and getting them taken off because if y'all don't know, I deal with my nieces a lot, and I have a 2-year-old niece and I have a 7-year-old niece, and I was not trying to injure my nieces to have cunty nails, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely kept them on for a while and then ended up having her just remove like the charms and the piercings and then just covering or like filling in the holes with the color, because I just like the nude little vibe I had going or whatever. You're not gonna pay for them, mind your business, okay, at the end of the day. Also, I am in my apartment now. I don't know if you guys can notice. I mean, y'all remember the flag from the last apartment, so I'm pretty sure y'all put 2 and 2 together. I am in my apartment, but this is not going to be, well, I don't know, because it depends on how I end up liking the video. Like if I watch this back and I think it looks really nice right here, or if y'all let me know y'all want this to be like the permanent setup or whatever, then it can be that. But I plan to get a floating shelf to go under my TV so that my bed, like the flag, the bed, you can see my little, you know, things on the wall, my plaque, everything be in the background. I feel like that'll be a better just background for my story times, but I won't know until I get the shelf and install it and all that stuff. So depending on how that ends up looking when I get that, this is either going to be the setup or that will be. So y'all let me know how y'all like this one, just in case this one ends up being what I go with. Enough yapping. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the video because I'm not sure how long this story time is going to be, because this story is long. And as y'all can see in the title, I don't know if I ended up putting part 1, but if I did put part 1, this isn't part 1 to like an ongoing story. This is just part 1 of when me dealing with a hood nigga almost put me in a position. You get what I'm saying? This situation, it didn't almost put me on a t-shirt, but the next, the part 2 y'all are gonna see, I might post after this story time. That one almost put me on a t-shirt, child. But this one is still crazy. Y'all know y'all like when I tell y'all stories about me getting to tussling. So if y'all like those stories, then you're gonna love this one. You would think that the amount of cringe would cause me to have learned my lesson from this situation. But like I said, I ended up dealing with a whole nother nigga like this one, but worse, a whole nother year later. And luckily for y'all are gonna hear about it. But unfortunately for me, just adds to the trauma. You get what I'm saying? Learn from my mistakes and don't be like me, because I never said that this was acceptable behavior. I'm just telling you guys my experience so that y'all can be entertained. Y'all already know how it goes. So you know what I'm saying? What they be saying, this thing is demonstrated by professionals. And if you asking professional at what? Professional at
being dumb for a nigga. So boom, to set the scenery for y'all, I have a lot of these idiotic story times from around 10th, 11th grade. Like, y'all know the you think you grown but you not really grown but you getting there type, like, you know what I'm saying? I was in that awkward 16, starting to drive, having more freedom type of era. That was my era around this time. I don't know if it was 10th grade or 11th grade, I don't really know, but just know I was driving and I was 16, 17 range. So if y'all don't remember Shrimp from, I think, my first ever story time of when my friend hooked up with my boyfriend at the time in the shower with a girl that I knew. I don't know if that's what I titled it, but definitely, oh no, that's not my first story time. I'm lying to y'all. My first story time was
a cheating story time, but it wasn't that one. But if y'all see anything like friend hooked up with my ex or with my boyfriend, that story time, I don't really have to explain the name. The name is self-explanatory. If you watch that story time, you know me and Shrimp didn't ever do anything, but I did end up seeing the Shrimp, and that's why he got his name. Okay, that story time was the very end of me and Shrimp, but around that time I was on and off with Shrimp because I was bored, and whenever, you know, one talking stage or one situationship with somebody didn't work out, I went back to Shrimp. Shrimp did the same thing to me. We were just on and off messing with each other a little bit in high school. So at this time, I'm about to tell you guys a little situation that ended me and Shrimp temporarily at this time before I got to messing with the dude from this story time, if that makes sense. So I don't know if in that story time I explained to y'all what kind of nigga Shrimp was, but he was like one of those lives in the suburbs, got a nice house, got a nice family dynamic, but he wants to be a hood nigga so bad. Like, he be toting probably his daddy's, you know, tool, his daddy's mystery mouse tool. You know what I'm saying? Typing with X's instead of C's, trying to act like he fake, you know, like that for real. And I'm trying to not say, because I don't know what words, even though I've been doing YouTube for this long, I don't know what words you can say on here when it comes to that kind of activity. So if y'all see me trying to like PG versions of certain words, then y'all know why. He did go to another, like a whole nother school, whole nother district. He ended up moving schools because he used to go to mine and then he went to another one. And I'm not gonna lie, his school was definitely more hood than my school was. Like, he lived in an area where there were hood niggas, but he wasn't one of them. You get what I'm saying? Around this time, obviously this was before he ended up cheating on me with my friends. This was a time where he still was being very aggy. Like, he still was aggravating me. We still were having issues. And I remember specifically around this time, we were having an issue of him going to these parties, like his school parties or just parties that weren't in my area. And I didn't have a problem with him going to the parties, but he would go and not tell me. We always would tell each other, like, I don't really care if you going to a party or you going hanging out with your friends, but if we not going to the party together, at least I want to know that you're going to one. I don't even know why I was like wasting my time trying to be in a relationship at this time. If you in high school, you know, you can date. I'm not going to tell you not to date because I feel like that's a canon event, but like, try not to take it so seriously, because I promise you 9 times out of 10 you are not going to be dealing with that nigga 3 years from now. Like, just like, please. I don't know why I was even stressing myself out with these issues with this man, but at the time I was young and dumb. So I was getting mad at him. He was going to these parties. He wouldn't tell me. I would find out either on social media or he would ignore me for hours, and then he would end up telling me, oh, I ended up going to this party with my homeboys, and I would get mad, and it would just be a cycle of us arguing about it non-mother-stop. And y'all are probably like, Chesa, well, if he was ignoring you for hours and going to a party, why didn't you just cut him off? Girl, didn't I just tell you that we was on and off? Didn't I just tell you I was dumb? Okay. This one specific night, we must have started arguing on FaceTime, or we were arguing and then got on FaceTime to argue some more. I don't really know where the argument started, but I remember being on FaceTime with him and him being like, all right, Chesa, like, I'm not about to keep arguing with you. I gotta go. I'm gonna go hoop with my homies. Mind you, y'all are probably like, girl, oh, and this was late at night. And before y'all like, well, if it's late at night, he's telling you he's finna go hoop, you dumb for believing him. No, because as y'all know, I have an older brother. My brother is a hooper for real. My brother, we had a basketball goal in our driveway, and our spot would be the spot for niggas to come hoop. My brother would be hooping with his friends in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that late. It was like 10 or 11. And he was like, I'm finna go hoop. I'm not finna keep arguing with you. And that's something that he would normally do. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I wasn't even thinking nothing of it at the time. I was just like, whatever. Like, go hoop. You're not even a hooper for real. Like, please. But as y'all can probably guess, that nigga did not go hoop. So later that night, obviously, like a good girl, like the good girl that I am, I was inside. You my baby, huh? You know good girls who don't come outside get cheated on. I was just at home in my bed scrolling on Snapchat, Instagram. Me and Shrimp weren't talking. Like, he made me mad. He went to go hoop or whatever he told me he was finna go do, and we weren't really texting for the rest of the night. Something that I used to do, and something that I still do sometimes, like to this day, like I just have petty ways about myself sometimes. I'm just being accountable. When me and Shrimp would get into it and he would post on his story on Snapchat and stuff like that, I would try to go as long as I could
without watching it. Like, I don't want to see your story. I don't want you to see me in your views. I want you to think that I am off of you, not worried about your ass because you made me mad. You got me stuck. I saw that he was posting stories on his Snapchat, but I was like, I don't want to see this nigga hooping with his ugly ass friends. I probably went about an hour to 2 hours without looking at his story. So now at this point, it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm under the impression this man probably sweaty, sleepy from hooping. He probably done took a shower, went to bed. Oh, he's tired and worn out from hooping. No, bitch, he's probably tired and worn out from hunching. I look and I see that this man is at a kickback, a party, a kickback, whatever you want to call it, a gathering, a social gathering. It doesn't matter. This nigga is not hooping. He is posting from a place with music, a place that is dark. He's screaming and throwing up fake signs with his homies, and yeah, he's definitely not playing basketball in the neighborhood. So I get mad, and as I do, I texted him and I cut him off. This is probably like the 4th time that I have cut him off in that year. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to keep dealing with this. Like, I'm off you, do you, I'm gonna do me, woo, do, woo. I cut his ass off. And I don't remember if he was like tripping or not, or if he was just like, all right, like, do you? Cause like I said, we did not really give a fuck for real. But I was mad, so I cut his ass off. And that is the end of the shrimp lore. That was just the lore, or like, that was just the stuff leading up into the next dude that's the whole story time is about. It wasn't even about his ass. I never said that I had all of my screws tightened. I've always had a couple of loose screws. So after this situation, even though I was off him, even though like I'm used to being on and off with him, I was pissed. Like, I was mad, and I was like trying to think of how the I could get my lick back. You get what I'm saying? It's not good to be spiteful, and when you notice spiteful ways about yourself, work on it, boo. It's not cute. Being toxic is not cute, and I never said that it was, and I'm not promoting that. However, I am being self-aware and letting y'all know. What did I do? I said, he likes to go to these parties. He likes to go to these parties that he doesn't like to invite me to. He likes to go to these parties without saying anything to me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start going to his school parties, because why the fuck not? So what do? I take my crazy ass on Instagram. I go to his following, and I'm looking through his following to find somebody that go to that school. So my plan was to find like a girl and be like, hey girl, can you let me know when there's a party? You know what I'm saying? Awesome. Like, I want to be put in the group chat. If there's a party group chat, I want to be in it. If it's not, the next time you get a flyer, girl, send it to me. So I find this girl, and we're going to call her Jayla, and either y'all are going to know just based off of me saying that, or y'all are going to understand within the story. I promise you are. All of the names are going to connect, and all of them are going to make sense. So I find this girl Jayla, and I looked through her following to see if she was following him back, and she wasn't even following this man back. He's following her, and she's not following him. But I see in her bio that they have, like, she has like the school in the bio. I don't know if it was like the letters or whatever, and she had mutuals with him. So I knew she went to this man's school, and I was like, okay, bet. Easy. Like, what? I literally, y'all, I could find somebody's house on Zillow if I wanted to. Like, this was literally easy. This was literally a cakewalk. I DM Jayla, and I'm like, hey girl, like, I don't know if this is weird, but, and I explained to her the situation. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I told her, I was like, I just fell out with my dude. He go to your school. He keep playing with me, going to these parties. So is there any way you can let me know when the next one is? Because I'm trying to pop out type shit. Like, I didn't even have no shame, y'all. I just told her what it was. And Jayla loved it, y'all. The girl loved it. We literally bonded over being crazy. We literally bonded over being toxic. And that became my homegirl immediately. Like this.
Twin, where have you been?
Literally. So I was like, all right. So she's like, bet girl, like, let me give you my number. She knew him and everything too. She was like, oh, I know that nigga. Like, girl, don't even worry about it. The next one is so and so and so. Like, I'm gonna send you the info. We can go together. She was a girl's girl, and that's the type of that I love. The that aren't gonna judge you for being toxic. The that aren't gonna judge you for whatever you got going on with your man, because it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's your life at the end of the day. As long as it's not putting you in harm or somebody else in harm. If your friends are your real friends, they are going to be by your side no matter what. And that's another story for another time, because let me not even get into that before I get mad. Long story short, she was a real ass, and she was like, girl, you already know I'm there. And I was like, I don't know, because I don't know you, but I'm glad to know and find out that you're there. So we exchanged information or whatever, and speed up, we texting, woo-doo-doo. She's like, the next party is next weekend. We can go together. So I'm like, I like that. The day of the party rolls around and she's like, girl, I can just pick you up because I'm already gonna be on that side. I think that she had to like go see her sister or whatever. Her sister ended up being closer to my area. So she was like, I know you drive, but I can pick you up. We can get ready at my house and then we can go together. And I was like, bet. So speed it up, we get ready, and then boom, we go to the party. Now, this party was in the area that Shrimp lived in, but it wasn't giving suburban. It wasn't in his neck of the woods. You get what I'm saying? We was in the ghetto for real.
Oh, don't let my class fool you. I love a good hood jam.
It was like this 2-story house, and outside they had like a barbecue going. There was food, you know what I'm saying? And that's really all Jayla had to tell me, is that there was gonna be food, because my back been big. Food, I'm there, baby. It don't even gotta be a party. It could be a cookout and I'm there. We end up getting there and it's a lot of people. I don't know nobody there, and I didn't end up seeing Shrimp there either. And that ended up kind of shifting like my whole situation with him not being there, because really what I was hoping is to run into him and to, like, you know, piss him off a little bit, maybe, you know, flirt around in his face or something like that. But my goal wasn't to meet somebody there and actually take them serious, or actually end up dealing with them outside of the party and like continue to deal with them, because if they were going to his school, you know, I just wasn't trying to do that for real. I really was just trying to be petty and piss him off like he was pissing me off. However, he wasn't there, so went a little bit different than that. There's like a balcony upstairs, and that's where everybody's going to smoke. And I didn't smoke at the time. I don't even smoke now. I told y'all that. But like lately I've been occasionally smoking here and there, but like I never been the type to just go smoke at a party and stuff like that. Like, I mean, if I did, usually it wasn't a good outcome. So like, as y'all know, some shit has happened when I've smoked. So I tend to just chill. If I'm not drinking, then I'm sober, basically. So we in the party, we vibing or whatever, and Jayla ends up telling me that she's gonna go up to the balcony with a few people. Mind you, this is her school, so she knows people from there. And I told her I was comfortable. Like, she made sure I was straight. She was like, are you good down here? You want to come up there with me? And I didn't even really want to be around the smoke, so I was like, nah, I'm gonna just get a plate and I'm gonna sit. There was like a area to sit or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna just sit and wait for you and eat my food. And she was like, all right, bet. So I'm eating, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I remember I was tearing that plate down. Like, I am not the type to eat cute. I'm not the type to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of, like,
Perhaps a salad? Perhaps not.
Damn, little lady.
I'm that shit up. I probably got barbecue sauce on my lips. Like, I do not give a fuck. I'm eating. And all of a sudden, I see somebody approach me. So we are gonna name this man Man. And I'm gonna tell y'all why, because I'm not even giving him a fake name. He quite literally went by Man. But let me not even get ahead of myself. So this man, he approaches me, this boy, he approaches me and he's like,
Damn, is it good?
and y'all, part of me wanted to be embarrassed because I knew I was that shit up. But it's like, am I embarrassed? Because the shit is good. So like, you know what I'm saying? What can I really say? So I'm like, yeah, you should go get you a plate. Like, I low-key had an attitude because it was like, it's giving you just want to talk to me for real, because by the way I'm eating this food, you know it's good. I wouldn't be eating it like this if it wasn't good. So I'm just like, yeah, you should go get you something. Like, nigga, what did you think I was going to say? Yeah, you want a bite? Like, nigga, get out of my face. So he ends up sitting next to me instead of going to get a plate. So now I know what timing he's on. He's not really worried about the food. He's worried about the other food, which is me. Hello. Not gonna lie, even though I wasn't necessarily embarrassed, that was like a core memory. When he said, damn, is it good like that? That's when I really realized my back was big, because why am I eating a full to-go plate in the middle of a party and nobody really had their plates yet? Like, nobody had started eating yet. My big ass had to be the first and only person eating in that. He asked me what my name is. I tell him my name, Chesa. I ask him his name, and that's when he tells me Man. So I'm like, I'm thinking he's joking. So I'm like, what's your name though, for real? And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I go by Man. Like, that's what everybody calls me. So I just want you to just call me that. So in my head, I'm thinking like, no. I pushed back on that a little bit, because it's like, what do I look like calling you Man? Like, no, I just never been the type to, like, if there's a dude I'm interested in, which I didn't know him like that yet to be interested in him. But like, obviously you coming at me, you trying to spit game. Tell me your motherfucking name. Have some decorum. What is your name? Like, I'm not about to crack a mystery with your ass. Tell me your name. But y'all, he was not going. And this is my problem. Like, this is where I should have said, that's kind of a red flag, because it's one thing to have a nickname, to like say your name is Jalen and you go by Jay, that's different. And even still, I'm not calling you Jay. I'm calling you that government name just like your mama do. But at the same time, it's like, at least I know what your name is. But man, Jayla ends up coming back down the balcony. And I was like, well, I'm about to go back with my homegirl. So, and he's like, all right, let me put my name in your phone. He put man in my phone. He gave me his number, and that was it. I didn't really talk to him for the rest of the party because I was with my homegirl. Before like we ended up leaving, I asked her if she knew who he was, and she was like, I recognized him from the parties. Like, he be around the parties in this area, but like he don't go to my school. He goes to a different school. So in my head, I guess that's what had me like comfortable continuing to talk to him, because he didn't go to shrimp school, and I felt like I said, my plan was never to meet somebody from the party and like start talking to them. I really just wanted to go there and play in Shrimp's face. With him not going to the school and him not obviously knowing Shrimp, I didn't really give a f at this point. I was like, F it, just keep up with me here, because it's gonna start getting embarrassingly juicy. Man was definitely showing me more and more the more we spoke that this man was actually a hood nigga for real. Like Shrimp was cosplaying the type of nigga that man was. And well, for that age, I guess there's probably dudes that was that age that was really just in the field, but I'm not saying he was just the hoodest ever, but like compared to the dudes that went to my school and the dudes that were trying to kick it like they were from the hood, he was a hood nigga, basically. I started hanging out with him outside of school, or like not outside of school. I started hanging out with him after school and on the weekends and stuff like that, and we would only hang out on his side of town. Like, we never hung out in my city. We never hung out at my house. And low-key, I didn't even want to bring him to my house because my family would have just been like, girl, what are you doing? Like, they're not judgmental people in that sense of like, oh, they're judging you from where you come from. But the way that he acted, especially around adults and stuff like that, because I seen him with his own parents, and I seen him, you know what I'm saying, just in an environment where there would be adults, bringing him home would not have been a good idea. So I always just kicked it over there by his spot. And his mom was the type of mom that was like, she was strict, but she was like fake strict. Like, his spot was the spot for everybody in the neighborhood to come. He had like an outside fridge in his garage. He had couches. He had a game system in there. He had a cooler with drinks and stuff like that. And everybody could be over there in his like garage / driveway area. There were like these big rocks that were on the driveway that people would sit on and stuff. So his spot was the spot, but his mama didn't play that like people going inside his house stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and rightfully so. But yeah, nobody was going in the house or whatever. So we would always just kick it over there outside in the garage area. Definitely was clutching my pearls in his neighborhood, but I mean, at the end of the day, I can adapt to any environment. Like, y'all know, I be out here, like, I gets down, but I'm not a hood princess. I felt safe there. It was comfortable, and you know, he had his friends over there. It was girls, it was boys. And at the time, I really wasn't trying to be toxic and, you know, try to fight against him for having girls over there, because the way that it was, like the vibe that it gave when I met the girls was that they were really just his homegirls. Like, they were at first, they were nice to me. They were, you know what I'm saying, like welcoming. They didn't seem like they were awesome. It didn't seem like it was no weird shit. And it already was like that before I came in the picture, so I wasn't finna come over there and just blow the spot up and be like, everybody gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even finna be on that. So y'all already know it's not a Chesa story time. If the first red flag wasn't damn near enough to cut him off, and I didn't, because y'all know that's how it is for a lot of the times. It's like, Chesa, you could have cut him off after that first situation. I was always the one driving over there. Even though he drove, he told me like he had an old car. He was like,
my car's a hoopty. Like, my mom be tripping when I drive anywhere that's kind of far because it's a lot of miles on my car.
And I had a newer car, y'all. Like, my first car was like a 2015 Hyundai Sonata. That was my baby, and it got totaled. And then I got like a hoopty after that car accident that I was driving for like damn near the majority of high school. And I loved my little hoopty too. Like, you know, I'm not no bougie bitch at the end of the day. There were girls there, and in my head I didn't like it, but the way I was thinking is like, he just better not play with me.
Amen.
A few days into us hanging out and stuff like that, and like starting to vibe with each other, I'm not gonna lie, I brought up the man shit again. I ended up saying something like, I know you said that you like to go by man, but like, you know what I'm saying, we've been vibing and we've been talking to each other. Like, I really don't want to call you that. Like, I would rather call you by your name. And he gets an attitude with me. Like, this man gets actually visibly mad, and he's like,
bruh, I already told you once, I go by man. I don't like giving people my government name, so you need to just respect that and call me what I tell you to call me.
You don't gotta say nothing else. Like, y'all, the way this man said that, it was intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. He looks over at me one day and he's like,
Chesa.
And in my head so bad, I wanted to be like, no name. But I was like, what? And he was like,
I really fuck with you. Like, you really cool as like, I really like you.
And I'm like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? I like you too. And he's like,
so we shouldn't fuck with anybody else.
Again, in my head, I'm like, I thought we was already on that. Like, what are you talking about? Baby, I cut my roster off the day I met you. Like, y'all, I've been delusional. That's might be my issue. I don't know. But like, I already wasn't talking to nobody else. So in my head, I'm like, what do you mean we shouldn't talk to nobody else? Nigga, are you talking to other people? Because baby, I'm not. It's almost like he wanted to say that and then start taking advantage. He had me taking us to get food, which I didn't mind that because again, back being big, I love getting food. And I viewed that as us doing an activity together. I didn't have no problem driving us to get food. But it went from driving us to get food to him having me drop him off at his homeboy's house, or even when we were doing, he would have me stop at his homeboy's house that's 20 minutes away for 2 seconds for him to run in and get something and come back to the car. And like, he just started taking advantage and doing too damn much. It even got to the point where he started asking me to pick him up from school. Like, he stopped driving himself to school, started having me pick him up from school. After me coming from my school to his city, to his school, he would wait, get picked up from, and then we would go back to his side and you know, hang out and stuff like that. And at the time, it definitely bothered me, but it didn't bother me enough, obviously, because I was doing it. So one day that I picked him up from school, he wanted to go to Popeyes to get food before going over his house. I was down for Popeyes. I was hungry. So we go by the Popeyes that's by his house. Mind you, there's no line. There's a drive-through, obviously, but there's no line of cars, nothing like that. So I start pulling my car around to go through the drive-through, and he stops me and he's like, nah, I'm gonna run in real quick and get our food. Just text me what you want. And he hops out the car and runs inside the Popeyes. Mind you, that shit didn't make no sense to me because it's quicker to go through the drive-thru. There were people inside, but there was no line. So I was looking at him so dumb, but I was like, whatever. Like, he's buying the food. He already ran in there. I didn't really care. So I was like, whatever. So I waited in my car probably 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes passed. He runs back to in my car and he's like, they tripping in there. Like, let's get something else. Let's go. Let's go. And he's like pressing to hurry up and go. So I look at him and I'm low-key aggravated at this point because, you know, when you anticipating what you finna get to eat, once you already set, or I don't know about y'all, but once I already set my mind on what I want to eat, now I got a taste for it. Now I'm craving it. And if I can't get it, or if my order's wrong, or if they close, that's gonna blow me. So now I want a 3-drum dinner with dirty rice and mac and cheese and a sweet tea. So I'm not finna go nowhere else, baby. I can go stop somewhere else for you, even though that's doing too much. But we can. I was like, we can stop somewhere else for you, but I want my Popeyes. So I pull my car around in the drive-thru and I go to the window and I start ordering my stuff. Y'all, why when I pull forward to the first window, this nigga starts leaning back in his seat, like the car seat, kind of like this, like he's kind of like not full blown hiding himself with like a hoodie or no dramatic shit, but you can tell he's like leaning back on some weird shit. So I'm just looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, he's blowing me at this point and I'm just getting aggravated. So when we leave and go to get his food, I don't even mention it, y'all. I don't even say nothing to him. Like, I'm just like, nigga, you're weird. But I, in my head, felt like something was off. So after I get his food, we end up going to the gas station because I end up needing gas. So I send him inside the gas station to go put the cash on the pump. When he does that, his book bag, because he had his book bag from school and he would always have his damn book bag in my car. His book bag is kind of like halfway open in like on the floor of the passenger seat. And I'm not typically the type of person to invade anybody's privacy or go through anybody's belongings or anything like that. But the way I was thinking is like, if you my nigga and you in my car and you acting weird and you got your belongings in my car that belongs to me, baby, your belongings are my belongings. Like, I'm not no thief, so it's not like I'm gonna take anything of yours, but baby, I feel like something going on. So I took a little peek in that book bag, and y'all, I started seeing little Ziploc, or not Ziploc bags, but little like you know those designer baggies that said ZA. Yes. So I'm like, what the hell? And obviously, you all know what comes inside those little bags, that little greenery that smells like skunk. That is what was in them bags. And again, I'm trying to word this the best way possible because this still is YouTube at the end of the day. So And y'all, it's probably like 50 of them bags in that damn book bag. So now I'm pissed because, like I said, I might can get down in them streets when it comes to like if somebody want to fight or if somebody disrespect me, but I ain't never been the type to be doing no illegal, like, you know what I'm saying? The only crime I be committing is assault, and for legal purposes, I'm just kidding. But when it comes to that riding dirty and having stuff in your car and, you know, doing those type of activities, that's not my type of time. Like, I don't be getting into that. So with that being in my car and him not telling me nothing about it, that shit pissed me off. So when he got in the car, he already could tell that I had an attitude. He already could tell I was on one. I'm like, nigga, you got me up. Like, I can't tell you what to do with your life or what to do with your free time, but you're not about to be doing this out of my car. That's so disrespectful. You putting me in a position. Why would you have this in my car? Blah, blah. So he's all like, I'm sorry, babe. Like, you right. I shouldn't even have that in here. Like, I'm not gonna do it in your car no more. Like, I promise you, it's over with. Like, I won't do it again. I'm sorry. And I'm like, all right, we need to go to your house now. You need to get this bag out of my car now. So I'm mad at him. We get to his house and I'm still teed up. I'm like, is this why you have me driving by your homies houses and you running in all these random houses? How many homies do you got? You running in the house telling me that you left something at their crib and then you come back in my car empty handed. Now all of this is making sense. It's all adding up. You have me driving you to make plays? Like, what are you doing? I already told you. Like, we already had conversations like about stuff like that, like just talking, like, you know what I'm saying, just having conversation. I'm not into that, and he know that. And he used to say shit like, oh, I just love how, like, you really just a good girl. Like, not good girl in that way, like, oh, good girl, trying to be like sexy. He was like, I like that you have a good head on your shoulders, and you know what I'm saying, the hoes that are out here where I stay, they all just burnt, and you know what I'm saying. Like, he was saying he likes that I don't be on that. So why are you trying to have me on that involuntarily? Don't have me on that voluntarily, nigga, because then we get pulled over. I'm going down with you. I am not a ride or die. Maybe now for a man that, you know what I'm saying, but no man that love me gonna even have me in no position like that. So no, I'm not no ride or die. I'm not going down for you. I'm not. This man had me taking him all around the world and always had that book bag in my car. Like, nigga, I am not the trap Uber. So this next situation is the situation that led up to the huge situation that ended up happening. So I get over this situation with Man. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You do whatever you want to do out that little book bag, but don't involve me in that shit because you're going to piss me off. So he's like, we come to an understanding about that. And he no longer is trapping out of my car. So he ends up inviting me to his football game. His school ends up having a home game. And he's like, come to the game with me. Like, I want you to come with me. And we're going to ride in my car, in his car. So I was like, okay, cool. So he ends up picking me up. We end up going to the football game, and I end up realizing that his school is playing Shrimp School. They are going against each other. And I'm starting to realize that because I'm seeing, for one, people that I recognize from Shrimp School. And I'm also looking at the game going on, and I recognize the school is Shrimp School. Like, I know it's the school. I was not mistaken. So I'm like, in my head, y'all, I'm not going to lie, Shrimp was still on my medulla. Not because I liked him still. I mean, maybe a little bit. But at the end of the day, he had me royally fucked up, and I was just used to dealing with bullshit with him. So I was obviously, once I seen his school was playing, all I was worried about is, am I going to run into him here? Is he going to see me with Man? Like, oh, hell no. I have to get out of here. But I didn't end up seeing him, like, I didn't end up seeing him for the first, like, I don't know what they're called. First quarter of the game, I didn't see him. So I was like, whatever. And I had ended up texting Jayla, and I was like, hey girl, I'm at so-and-so. Like, are you at the game or whatever? Are you at the away game for your school? And she was like, no, but I can come. So she ends up pulling up and like meeting up with me. So now it's all three of us. It's me, Man, and Jayla. So we at the concessions, we, you know, being big backed, eating the food, whatever, we chilling, we watching the game, and Man ends up telling me that he's finna go handle something and that he will be right back. Now, I want nothing to do with that, because handle something, I already know what you finna do. And of course he had a mini like, what do they call, like the little drawstring bag. He had one of them bags on him. It wasn't his like normal book bag, but he had a bag on him. So I already knew what time it was. Like, go handle whatever and get away from me with that shit. So I'm just with Jayla, and me and Jayla end up going to the bathroom. And this is halftime. So everybody is like at the concessions. Everybody's up there mingling. Everybody's talking. So when me and Jayla end up walking all the way up there to go by the bathrooms, guess who I end up seeing standing by the bathrooms talking to a group of people? Shrimp. So I tried to like scurry past Shrimp quickly because the way it was is he was standing talking to people by the boys' bathroom, and on the other side is the girls' bathroom. So I had to pass him in order to get to the girls' bathroom. So I try to like walk past him, and he ends up grabbing me by my arm, and not aggressively, not in a, you know, aggressive, intimidating way. He literally just like grabs my arm and he's like, Chesa. So now I'm like, bruh, I'm spotted. I have been spotted. So I'm like, what, Shrimp? Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm still like, I don't F with you. Like, I don't want to talk to you. What? Like, leave me alone. Like, what? And he's like, bro, like, why you gotta be like this? Like, and Jayla's just standing there like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's caught in the middle of some drama. So I'm like, really, like, leave me alone. And I pull off of him and I go in the bathroom with Jayla. And then, of course, me and Jayla start, you know, talking. Like, we chopping it up. I'm giving her the tea. She already knew what it was, but we were just talking about the interaction that me and Shrimp just had. So we at the sinks talking about it, and we didn't go to use the bathroom. We just went to, like, look at ourselves and, like, you know, as girls do. We're just in the bathroom for real. So one of the girls that I recognized from being over there that I got introduced to at Man Man's like spot, like how I told y'all people from the neighborhood would hang out and chill and some girls would be over there. It was this girl, and we're gonna name her Gretch. Y'all probably already see where this is going, but if y'all don't, y'all will soon enough. Jayla, and then there's Gretch. So Gretch has a sister, and she's not in the bathroom with her sister. I don't see her sister, but I know she has a sister that she usually be over there at Man Man's spot with, and they ain't never gave me no issues. Like, I'm not gonna say that they were just the nicest girls in the world. Like, we didn't really speak, but they would acknowledge me when I came over there. I got introduced to them as, you know, his girl, and these are his homegirls or whatever. So she didn't really say nothing to me in the bathroom. She kind of just like washed her hands and then left the bathroom. So I really wasn't thinking anything of it. We ended up finishing our conversation. We go back out to the game. We find Man Man. We keep eating, we keep vibing, you know what I'm saying? I don't end up seeing Shrimp again for the rest of the game. He probably left after that situation. Man ends up saying that he's having this block party at his spot, and he's like, you should bring her. Like, he tells me in front of Jayla that I should bring Jayla. So I'm like, all right, like, I F with Jayla. Jayla's like, bet, I'll be there. Just give me the information, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, Jayla, I'll let you know, girl. We end up leaving the game. That's that. For the next week, I probably only saw Man 2 times leading up before like the block party was supposed to be. And both times that I seen him, it was at his house with everybody over there. Not everybody that was going to be at the block party, obviously, because if it's a party, it's going to be more people. But with the girls that already be over there, he started to like show me real friendly ways about himself that I wasn't messing with at all. I was like starting to have issues with him about him being friendly, because it was one thing for him to already like, he was already pushing it by having homegirls in general being around me and stuff like that, and like I was already not used to that. So I was trying to set boundaries with him, like, nigga, if you gonna have these girls over here and these are your homegirls, you need to respect me. Like, you don't need to be being kiki and in their face the way that you be, and being friendly, making certain comments the way that you be. Like, he started making passive comments that were just throwing me off and shit like that, and I felt like we're coming off friendly and disrespectful, and we were going back and forth about it, and we got into this really big argument about it probably like 2 days before the block party. So this is when it's gonna get crazy. So the block party rolls around. I obviously get there early to help him set up. There's coolers. There's already coolers and fridges and stuff, but we just stocking it with different type of stuff. Like, we put in extra drinks, extra sodas in the coolers. There's like a gaming table that has Uno, that has dominoes, the gaming system. It was all still a cramped space, so keep that in mind. So I'm helping set up. They're barbecuing. Food's not ready yet. And the block party was probably gonna start around 9, I want to say, or something like that, and I was there probably like 7 helping everybody that was already there set up. Mind you, his mother made everybody jello shots, which we had no business drinking, because y'all do the math, but you know what I'm saying? Mom, if you're watching this, my mom probably wouldn't give a fuck, to be honest, but yeah, she was making jello shots for everybody and stuff like that. And before it even started, I was probably 2 or 3 jello shots in, and at the time I had no tolerance for alcohol. Like, now I can probably down a 750 milliliter of liquor by myself. Well, not the whole thing, like half. Did I say half already? Yeah, I could probably down half a 750 milliliter of alcohol in one night, which is not good. I'm not saying that that's good, but that's just the reality. And back then, y'all, 2 shots had me toe up from the flow up, like literally. So I'm already like, you know what I'm saying? I'm already vibing. I'm already, you know, feeling my alcohol. And I already wasn't a drinker at this time, for real. Mind you, I'm not the happiest with Man because of the arguments that we be getting in literally like 2 days before this block party. But we were still like with each other. Like that still was my boo at the end of the day. So I was still gonna be there and, you know, kick it. But he was on my list, for real. Gretch is there. Her sister is there. We just gonna call her Snow White. She really not relevant for real right now. But we're just gonna call her that. To describe her. And if y'all didn't know, Gretch and Snow White were the color of my palm, which there's nothing wrong with that, but y'all are probably starting to see where this is going. They were white. So Man ends up leaving me by myself on the couch, which I've been there a plethora of different times. I was not worried about him leaving me there alone, just like I wasn't worried about Jayla leaving me alone at that party. I'm really fine being alone as long as there's people around, you know what I'm saying? I can handle myself. Y'all already know I can handle myself. So I was cool. I was probably playing Call of Duty, GTA, something on the gaming system that was by the couch. I was just chilling, doing me, and nobody was really bothering me. However, the more I was chilling and looking over and seeing Man talking to people, at first it was okay because I was like, you know, he's talking to people, he's entertaining his guests like a host, like, you know, he's on some host type. But at the same time, my alcohol started tasting like, who the f is that bitch and why are you talking to her? Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I definitely probably should not have been drinking, for one, at all. But I definitely should not have been drinking as much as I was for that time and for my tolerance. Mind you, the food wasn't ready. I was on an empty stomach. But however, the drunk, that don't even matter right now because he was being friendly. I'm not making that up. It wasn't the alcohol lying to me. He was a friendly ass nigga, for real. He was talking to my face and he was like hugging up on I was pulling up. Mind you, I already had tried, emphasis on tried, to prepare myself for the fact that there were going to be girls coming that I didn't know, that I've never seen there before, that, you know what I'm saying? But I was under the impression that at least he would have some decorum and not be friendly and disrespect me right in my face, especially considering the arguments that we just had. But no, he was definitely still doing what he wanted to do. Playing in my face like I was green, and Chesa is not no green bean.
And y'all know that.
I'm just on my phone. Mind you, I'm texting Jayla. Jayla's gonna end up coming late because she told me she was coming from work already. So I already knew I was gonna be there by myself for a while. And I'm just in a pissy mood. Man is talking to every hoe in the city of Atlanta. It's like all the hoes of Atlanta pulled up to the damn block party. At this point, I get fed up. I'm trying my best to like not spaz out and tweak out. But I end up calling Man over to me and I'm like, bro, what did I tell you about this friendly? So he starts gaslighting me and he's like,
bruh, here you go tripping, like, I'm not even being friendly. I can't control if girls are being friendly with me. I'm not being friendly with them.
And it's like, nigga, if girls are being friendly with you, it's on you to not entertain that. Or it's on you to like handle the situation. But it's not even that. Don't blame it on the girls. Y'all are being friendly with each other. You being friendly with them and they're being friendly with you. Don't play with me like I'm blind. I'm looking at you be friendly with these. Do not play with me. As we're going back and forth, I see Gretch and her sister like mumbling and cackling.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And at first I'm ignoring it because it's like, I'm not worried about you. I'm trying to figure out why this man is playing in my face like this. So I'm kind of just ignoring it or trying to ignore it at first. So we stopped arguing for a second. If y'all hear my AC, I'm sorry. This light is making me so hot. I literally cannot deal. So I'm going to try to talk louder so that you guys don't hear the fan so much. But yeah, so I start ignoring it. I'm like, it started to bother me at this point that they're like mumbling and cackling, but I'm not really paying too much attention to it. He ends up walking away from me and goes talking to more people. I kid you not, probably 2 minutes later, I look up again, and this man is literally damn near hugged up on the same girl he was just talking to. When I first said something. When I first called him over to me, it was the same girl he was like being friendly as hell with, and now he's like got his arm around her and he's talking to her literally in my face. I just try to wait it out. I'm not calling him over to me again because I already called you to me one time and now you're trying to embarrass a bitch. So I wait it out and I wait for him to come back over by me and I'm like, you trying to get cut off, aren't you? And when I say that, Gretch said something under her breath. She's been doing this the entire time. So it's to a point now where I'm not avoiding conflict anymore, baby. If you want to be messy, baby, let's do it. I could get messier. I turn to Gretch and I say,
why are you saying where I can't hear you? Baby, speak up. Like, say it with your chest. Speak up.
She goes,
oh, girl, ain't nobody talking about you. Ain't nobody talking to you.
Yeah, okay, girl. So I hear her with the, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Because I know you're not talking to me. Because if you talking to me, I'll hear you. So at this point, me and Man keep going back and forth. He keeps like gaslighting me. And I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm drunk and I'm pissed. So I start raising my voice. And I just keep calling him a friendly ass nigga. Like, you a friendly ass nigga. You a friendly ass nigga. So I hear Gretch say something up under her breath. Again, this time a little louder. But still, I can't make out what she say. But she say this whole long ass sentence. And I ain't hear her. So I turn to her and I'm like, oh, if you're going to say something to me, speak up. And this called herself raising her voice to repeat what she said, saying,
I said, but it was okay when you was being friendly with a nigga at the game.
Immediately, my nose turns up and I'm like, all I heard out of that whole sentence, y'all, was that 5-letter word that bitch has no business saying. So I'm like, So, first of all, Man looking confused after she said that, but it's not giving he's confused about her saying the N-word. It's giving he's confused because of me being friendly at the game. And he's like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I'm like, nigga, what is she talking about? Did you just hear what this bitch just said? So I turn to Man, I'm like, you better get this out of here
before I make her eat her mother teeth.
I'm not playing. You already playing with me and you just finna let this girl say that? You finna let this whole disrespect everybody here and say that? So then Gretch turns to Man and she like,
so Man, I wasn't calling you my nigga when we was together?
What do you mean by that?
Huh? Together? This just said it again. And now I'm finding out that this is your ex? So of course, as y'all could probably guess, I lunge forward at her and this nigga yokes me up and is holding me from being able to fight this bitch. So now, okay, this bitch said nigga. She said it again. She's disrespecting me. I'm finding out this is your ex. And now you trying to save her from getting her ass beat? Yeah, this has to be fake. I have to be getting pranked, literally. As I'm yoked up and this nigga is literally holding me in with all of his strength, like his life depended on it, which it low-key did. He's holding me from being able to get out of his embrace, and I'm literally screaming, like squirming in his arms, like, this is your ex? Get the fuck off of me. And he's not letting me go. I see the bitch walking around that he was just hugged up on being friendly with before me and this situation started happening, and I'm like, you already was being friendly with this
ugly ass bitch. And
I point at the bitch. So y'all, I don't even know why I did that shit, because why am I trying to pick fights with multiple hoes and I'm here by myself? Like, Jayla was not even there yet, and like, I'm not a mother avenger. Like, I can't just take everybody at once. Like, but y'all, I was drunk, I was pissed, I did not give a fuck. So I point at that bitch. She see me point at her. She looking at me some type of way now. She's starting to walk over there with her friend. I'm yoked up by this nigga. So if these bitches lunge at me and start hitting me, I'm gonna be getting hit while he's holding me. Like, this situation is starting to, you know what I'm saying, stress me out, because it's giving I'm about to get jumped by these. But with God's literal timing, y'all, guess who the fuck pull up while all of this commotion is going on? Jayla, of course. Like, God don't play about me. Like, no, like, y'all already knew that was not gonna be the situation. It just wasn't. She pull up and she ends up coming over there. She sees the commotion and she's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? And all my drunk ass could think of to say is,
this nigga.
and Jayla pulls me out of the embrace of this, and she manages to get me like out of his arms, and y'all already know what's gonna happen. Gretch had on this ugly ass black shirt that was like, it had like a low cleavage part, but like it had chains, like 2 silver glittery chain details on the shirt that were like going down into her cleavage area. So I pulled Gretch by her chains and bing, bing, bing. Y'all, we start getting to tussling. Mind you, we're tussling in the garage. And in the garage, like I said, there's gaming tables, there's gaming systems, there's a speaker, they got music going, they got all of this. The only thing that's not in the garage that's part of the party is the grill. Thankfully, the grill was outside of the garage. I pulled her to me. I started papping Shawty up.
Bing, 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 bing.
I'm like screaming, call me a nigga, call me a nigga. We knocking over. I knock her over the fucking gaming table. We're fighting on the gaming table. We knock over the gaming system and the TV that gets knocked on the ground. So at this point, I'm on top of her on the floor of the garage. We already done everything up in there. We already done knocked everything down. Gretch's sister starts to get up and walk towards me.
That wasn't finna go. I don't know what the fuck she thought.
So of course, Jayla lunge at her, bink, hit her and her shit. They get into fighting. So I'm fighting Gretch, she's fighting Snow White. We just all fighting. And Man gets up and starts running in the house talking about,
Ma!
He go in there yelling for his mother. Some random nigga gets me off of Gretch. Gretch is leaking, y'all. Jayla and her sister are still tussling. And then Shawty that I called ugly starts approaching me like, what you want to do? What you want to do? I get yanked by my hair. We get to fighting. Which, like I said, I'm so glad Jayla came when she did, because I would have probably been getting jumped right in this very moment if Jayla wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so we get to fighting, and y'all, I only got to hit her a couple times before we end up getting knocked on the rock that I told y'all. Like, we end up fighting all the way out the damn garage, and then we get knocked onto the rock. I'm on top, she's leaning up against the rock, like laying like this, and I'm on top of her. Man mama come out with a baseball bat talking about,
you need to get out of my house. Y'all need to leave before I beat y'all with asses.
Mind y'all, what I thought she probably would have came out saying is that she gonna call the police, but this is the same lady giving us all Jello shots when we not even supposed to be drinking. So obviously she wasn't finna call the police, and I don't even think she was the type to like want the police in that neighborhood or in that area. So she out there looking like a crazy woman with a baseball bat, and everybody's like trying to leave or trying to get to their car because everybody's scared of the damn mama. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, if she does end up doing something, like, we destroyed her property. Like, we broke the TV, we broke the gaming system. I don't remember what gaming system it was. Like, we broke some lounge chairs and shit that was in there. So I'm already knowing this bitch might try to tell me I have to pay for something, or that she gonna press charges, or she gonna try to call my mama or something. Like, she don't even got my mama number. But all I can think about is how literally I destroyed a bunch of shit in that garage. Like, the garage was towed up. When I was looking at it, it was towed up. So I was like on top of the girl. She got me by my hair. I'm like, let go of my hair and I'm gonna get off of you. If you let go of my hair, I will let you go. This grips my hair even more. So what do I do? Bing! Hit her head against the damn rock. Because what are you doing? She lets go of me. I get up. I run over to Jayla. I pull her off of the girl. She's fighting. I'm like, Jayla, we need to go. Look at what we just damaged. Look at his mama. Like, his mama's screaming at everybody. She's not even just screaming at us. She's screaming at everybody. She sees all her shit is broke. What do they call it? Moo-moos? I don't know. But she had on one of those, like, lounge dresses, tribal looking dresses, and she was out there in her slippers. She was not playing no games. So I get Jayla. We end up running. We end up dipping. I shouldn't have even driven because I was off them Jello shots. But y'all, I'm bleeding and shit. I literally texted Man that night and was like, I'm sorry for breaking your shit, but you should have never been playing with me. And I cut his ass off. And y'all, I kid y'all not, probably 2 weeks later, me and Shrimp got back together. So all of that was for literally nothing. I learned nothing. After that situation, me and Jayla never fell out or never had a situation. Like, we never like stopped being friends or anything like that. We just kind of drifted apart. But like, we still follow each other on Instagram and everything. Jayla, if you watching this, you a real one. And yeah, y'all, that's the end of this story time. Like I said, I got back with Shrimp after this. I mean, obviously, probably the next time me and Shrimp got back together, like this situation, is probably right before he ended up cheating on me with my friend. And then I told y'all that story time. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. Also, I did want to let you guys know, I don't know how many of you guys are into the spirituality thing, getting readings and things like that, but I definitely want to put you guys onto my reader. I'm gonna put her Instagram here on the screen. Me and her have developed a friendship. Like, this, she's a real ass. She's beyond my reader at this point. This is my homegirl, but I would never lead y'all astray. Y'all already know I did a story time about when like a fake reader scammed me, basically, after that situation, and she did readings for me, and y'all, they were spot on. I'm not even lying to y'all. Like, this is not even like no promo shit. That girl literally predicted the ending of my friendships and the ending of situations, and she's just spot on. And she does much more than readings, y'all. She does a plethora of different things. She can do money spells for you, love spells for you, whatever. If y'all are not into that, then skip this part of the video. I don't want to hear no negativity in the comments, because this girl is legit, and she is a positive person, positive energy. I trust her, and I would never send y'all to nobody I don't trust. Let her know that I sent y'all. And yeah, that's really the end of this story time, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Oh, follow me on Instagram, y'all, because I think some of y'all misunderstood something that I said in my last video. I told you guys that my Instagram is where I will post fight clips if I find them from my own fights, and I also said that I will post the fights, like when I do story time or subscriber story times and you guys send me fight videos, which somebody did in the last one, I will post it on my story on Instagram. The same day that I post whatever video, that's the day that I will post it on my story on Instagram. It's not gonna stay there forever, y'all. I even will create like a highlight for like 2 days after the video drops. That's what I did the last time. And then I have to clear it off my Instagram, because if I keep that on my Instagram, they're going to flag my page. But trust and believe, the first 2 days after I tell y'all to go look at my Instagram, it's still there. So y'all need to go ahead and follow me now, so that whenever I do post it or whenever I tell y'all go look, y'all already following me and y'all already see it. So if y'all are not following me on Instagram, go follow me at ChesaLaMorena. I'm putting it on the screen. It's also in my link tree in the description box, but it should be. But if it's not, this is what it is. Y'all need to go follow me, go like my pictures, go interact. Y'all don't need to go follow me just to see the fights though. Go follow me to support it, because y'all be in my DM like, I came here for the fights, where they at? And it's like, well, baby, you should be here anyway, because I thought we was besties. What are you doing? But yeah, I love you guys so much. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat.